The regular season is officially over, and look at this great news we have right here. The Cubs were 99-63. We didn't win 100 games, which I'm salty about, but we won our division, and we're going to take on the Phillies in the division series. Now, we also have received a message from our manager, and he says, congratulations on leading the league in home runs, doubles, triples, RBIs, batting average, hits, oh my god, this list is forever, runs scored, slugging percentage, OPS, and WAR. Oh my god, what a season by Kendall King. If you couldn't already tell, Kendall had a historic season. If we just look at some of his accomplishments, a 403 batting average is nuts, 260 hits is absolutely insane, but I believe Ichiro had 262, so he didn't break the all-time record there. At bats, doubles 59, triples 29. Like, how do you get 29 triples in one season? Home runs 78, which is again breaking his own record of 77, and then RBIs 216. This dude broke the all-time record for RBIs. What a freaking year by Kendall King. Now, obviously, when you have a season like that, you're going to walk out there with the MVP. So the National League MVP goes to Kendall King. On the American League side, it goes to Jim Wolf, who had a pretty good season himself, but it's nowhere close to what Kendall did. Your Cy Young goes to Joaquin Santana in the National League. In the American League, goes to Paul Peralta. The batting title in the National League goes to Kendall. In the American League, goes to Floyd Larson. If you go over to the reliever of the year, that's going to be Fred Rivera in the American League and Will Ballou in the National. Rookie of the year goes to Pedro Diaz, who, despite a pretty crappy ERA, still had a pretty good wins and loss record for a rookie. In the American League, it goes to Pedro Miranda, who hit 24 home runs as a rookie, which is kind of nuts. Your Hank Aaron Award goes to Kendall in the National League, of course, and in the American League goes to Christian Yelich, who is now playing for the Angels, which is kind of insane. If you go to the Gold Glove, you want to see where Kendall actually went here, so we go all the way over here to shortstop. Kendall gets a Gold Glove back-to-back years. This award eluded him forever, but he's finally done it. And the last major award that Kendall's going to take, which he's won pretty much every single year of his career, the Silver Slugger Award at shortstop, goes to Kendall King. The National League Divisional Series is about to kick off, and we're facing the Phillies. We're at home at Wrigley Field, and we're trying to walk in here with a 1-0 lead after today's game. Now, for the Phillies, we're going to be facing Miller today, and for us, we're going to be having our #1 pitcher, Mr. Ferrero, on the mound. Now, starting it off for the Phillies here is Adrian Stewart, 10 home runs, 77 RBIs, but look, that was the regular season. None of that matters. We're here in the playoffs, and we are trying to get the job done. Now, he's the leadoff hitter. Second pitch is going to go to him. It's going to be hitting the hole. Third baseman might have it. Oh, we're going to field it from the grass. Can we throw this dude out? That's a really long distance. He's actually going to be safe. Look, that was kind of a passive play there by Kendall, and the Phillies get a runner on board. Here we go with Kendall's first bat. Look, you guys are familiar with his regular season totals, but let's make sure the playoffs are memorable too. Now, the Phillies did end up scoring here, but we got 2 guys on. We have no outs, and I think it's time to drive in some runs for Kendall. He's waiting on that first pitch. And, of course, they're going to throw a fastball outside because that guy's afraid of him. Kendall sitting here with a 1-0 count. Again, 2 guys in scoring position. A single probably scores both. He's going to hit one down the third baseline, and the worst possible hit. Kendall choking here in the playoffs. That's not the Kendall King that we're used to seeing. That ground out early on with 2 guys on is not the playoff guy we're used to seeing. So, Kendall, I'm going to need you to step it up here. Now, the good news is our teammates kind of picked us up, and we have a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the second with 2 guys on, but this time we've got 2 outs. And the first pitch is down and inside. Kendall's going to hit this one really, really high, but it's also really, really shallow, and the inning is over. Whose man is this right now? And the good news is, here in the third inning, we still have a pretty comfortable lead of 3-1, but the Phillies are trying to eat into that. They have 2 guys on with only 1 out. The guy on second to first. His ball's going to hit deep into the hole. Kendall has no chance to get to that one. We might be in actual trouble. They're going to hold the guy at third. They have third, second, and first, which means bases are loaded, and we're in trouble. Now, the only good news here is that Frank Miller, the pitcher, is coming up. So a 3-1 lead for us. They have bases loaded, and the pitcher is up to bat. Now, they're going to see the ball in. The ball's going to hit over to the second base side. We're coming in here. We're going to try and get the double play. If we can't get the pitcher out, we are trash. We get him out, and we're out of a huge jam to end the inning. We move on to the top of the 4th inning, where we're still in the field, but the Phillies, they're still down 2 runs, which is great news for us. Now, Steve Harmon's up. He's going to smack one over here. Kendall says, oh, don't mind me. We're going to snag it. We're making an easy play to first base. And there we go. Another big throw by Kendall. This man right here has something to prove. A fly out, a ground out. He has not been good so far in today's game. But there's no one on base. There's not a lot of pressure for him as he leads off the bottom of the 5th inning. The first pitch from Miller is going to be there. Oh, God, that was a beautiful fastball that blew right by him. The 0-1 count now for Kendall. He's been pretty trash so far today. Low fastball he lays off of. The 1-2 count for Kendall. He's going to just hit a chopper. I don't know if he can actually get over to first base in time. It's going to be close. Kendall is going to be safe. So look, he got an infield hit. The dude has been struggling, but let's see what he can do now that he's on the bases. Up comes Anthony Rizzo. The manager says steal a base. So you know we got to steal a base when the manager tells us to do so. Now we're waiting for that leg to kick up. It goes up. We're off. We got an easy jump there. We'll slide to the outside, and Kendall is in, no problem. First stolen base of the playoffs for the young fella. The 0-2 count for Rizzo. Do not strike out, Anthony. You got this one, man. Base hit right here. Okay, he's going to poke one to deep field, or deep left field. They're going back. Kendall's going to try to tag up here. It's a little dangerous, honestly. We're going to see what they can do. The ball's going to be in. Kendall's going to... Oh, and Kendall's not going to slide. Kendall, you better learn to slide, man. What are you doing? Kendall goes into third, tags up on the center fielder, and things are good now. Woody Francis already has 2 RBIs in the day, and Woody, if you get a single here, you get 3 RBIs, and you might be the player of the game at this point, unless Kendall does something pretty miraculous. Now, here we go. 1 out, 0-1 count, still up 2 runs. Mr. Francis, he's going to smack one up the middle, and that one's going to be the 3rd RBI of the game for Francis. Kendall finally runs all the way around the bases to score a run, and we're up 4-1 now. 1 for 3, a single and a run. Look, the first 2 at-bats were horrible. The 3rd at-bat, that's more what we're used to seeing from Kendall. So we're going to see what he has here. Bottom of the 7th inning, a 4-run lead. There's actually nobody on bases, so we're going to go ahead and swing freely with Showtime. Now the first pitch is, ooh, high and inside. Kendall gets a hold of it. That one's going to be deep. This one's going back. Center fielder is racing, but it's a little bit too much underneath of it. That one is going to be a fly ball to center field, and Kendall's horrible, bad day continues. And the Phillies somehow come back and win. We were up 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th, but the Phillies come back to get the W. So look, Kendall, you have to do better, because if you don't, you can see an early exit from your team in the playoffs. In the first game of the NLDS, the Phillies came through and got a major victory at the end of the game to smack the Cubs. Now, our fans are hyped, but we have to see a better performance from Kendall, or else we might be down 0-2. Now, pitching for us today is Sergio Mortero, 33 starts in the year, 11-11 and a 4.64 ERA. Pitching was not our strong point, let's be honest. So starting the game, Steve Harmon is here with 2 outs in the top of the first inning. He's at an 0-2 count, and there's nobody on for him. So we're going to see this ball hit. Little chopper to Kendall, see if the young fella can get warm real quick. Gets it over to first base. Harmon is pretty fast, but he's not fast enough to outrun the arm of Kendall King. Now, you know what? Kendall had the best regular season of all time. I mean, historically, no one can compete with what he did. But in the playoffs so far, he's been off to a horrible start. So we need to make sure that he gets this game going and gets it going strong. And the first pitch with 2 outs, inside fastball, good eye by Kendall. And that's honestly the best thing that Kendall's had in the playoffs right now is his eye. His actual hitting has been pretty trash. But he finds himself here with a 2-0 count, and he's driving it at the moment. And they go a 3-0 count now. I get that the pitcher might be nervous, but Kendall has to sit back and not swing on this one. You got to take a pitch here. And of course, they deliver a strike down the middle. So with a 3-1 count, Kendall is ready to swing on this one. It's going to be there, and again, I feel like this man's trying to swing for a home run derby. That's a high fly ball to left field. And the 3rd out of the inning is Kendall. This game is starting off similar to the last one. A bad out to start the game, and this is not the Kendall King that the fans came to see today. Now, we got 1 out, we have 2 runners on. Looks like the pitcher possibly on second base. We got a guy on first now for Kendall. This ball is going to be just outside of the strike zone. That pitch could have went either way. And with 1 strike again, 2 guys on, Kendall needs a single or something. Even extra bases would be great right now, but he swings and misses there. The count's all even up at 1-1 now. Kendall's going to get a hold of one, but again, a deep fly ball to right field. No dice for him. He gets his 2nd out of the inning, and the runner's going to be held up at 2nd and 1st. And this game has gone from bad to worse because Kendall hasn't really done anything on offense. They have no runs, and the Phillies have 4. And this ball's going to be smacked over to Kendall. A little bit of a one-hopper, but oh, excuse me, he actually snags it before it hops there for the out. In the top of the 5th inning now, 2 outs and a runner on second base for Rafael Castro. What can Mr. Castro do here with 2 outs? Well, he's going to smack one deep, and Kendall can't even get to it. That one's going to go over to the left fielder. The ball's going to go in. Runners on 1st and 3rd. We are in a whole lot of trouble. As we move on to the top of the 6th inning, the Phillies did score from the last one, so we are in a really, really bad spot. I mean, unless bases loaded get up there for Kendall, I don't know if we can actually get out of this one now. As Speedster's running over to first, Kendall is able to throw him out for the 2nd out. 2 flyouts in today's game. This has been a pathetic showing for Kendall. I mean, you can't go out there with all these awards in the regular season and stink it up this bad in the playoffs. Now, we got to get out of this slump. So in the bottom of the 6th inning, we do have 1 runner on, and honestly, I feel like we have to go with our Showtime here. I mean, ideally, I'd love for Kendall to have more people on base before we use Showtime, but he's in a cold streak if I've ever seen one. Now, this one's going to be a low ball. The 1-0 count again for Kendall here. He had a 3-0 count one of the earlier bats. This one's going to be a high fastball up in the zone. He's going to get a hold of this one, and ladies and gentlemen, the slump is over. It's about time. The first home run of this postseason. Kendall goes deep for a 2-run shot. And look, I'm just hoping with no outs, our team can get a rally and at least get within 1 run this inning. That would be huge, but Stevenson gives up the first runs of the game, and Kendall King is back. Now, unfortunately, our team didn't really score any additional runs, but look, at least we're only down 3 with a couple of innings left to go in this game. Now, there's 1 on and nobody out. This ball's gonna hit to Kendall. We're going for an easy double play here. We get over to the second baseman. He flips it to first, and there is the double play that we needed. 1 out to go in this inning. Up next is Rafael Castro with 2 outs. Now, we saw him earlier in the game. I believe we did get him out. Let's see what Mr. Castro can do here. He's gonna smack one over here. Third baseman goes for it. He doesn't get it. Kendall says, "Oh, don't mind me, young fella. I got your back on that one." Beautiful play and beautiful throw. The unfortunate part of today's game is I feel like we've had so many opportunities in the field, but very few good ones at the plate. Now, they have a guy on with nobody out. This ball's hit to Kendall. Again, we're going for the double play. Little flip there to second. Little flip over to first, and the out is there. Another double play for this beautiful infield duo. And the last time we saw Kendall, he had a 2-run home run to deep center field. We're going to need more from him today if we're going to be out here with a W. Now, we're still down 5-2. We do have a guy on second base, but Kendall really hasn't done much outside of showtime. So a new pitcher's in. It looks like a righty. First ball is a curveball inside. With a 1-0 count now. Again, Kendall's ready to go. This one's down the middle, and Kendall rips it. This one should be an RBI, I believe. Let's see if the runner at third's got some speed. This one's going to be close. The ball is in. The runner is in as well. And back-to-back at-bats with RBIs for Kendall. We are only down 2 runs now. Now, here comes Anthony Rizzo. The crowd is standing. Everybody is hyped right now to see what Anthony Rizzo can actually do. Now, Kendall again sees 2 strikes in Anthony Rizzo. They're obviously trying to hold him to the bag. He's going to go with a little bit of a late jump here. He's going to slide in. This one is going to be safe. Oh, but Rizzo is going to be gunned out. That's unfortunate. In the top of the 9th inning, things are getting desperate for the Cubs. Look, we're only down 2 runs, but we're in a bit of a pickle. Now, they have nobody on. Third baseman is going to make a play. He's going to get it over to first for the second out, but we need some runs in real quick. And unfortunately, Kendall is not going to get an opportunity to get up to bat again. This is something that Kendall really hasn't seen, I believe, ever in his career, or at least for a long time. We are down 0-2 in the first round of the playoffs. Kendall had 3 RBIs, but those are the only runs his team scored. The Cubs might be in trouble.